It is time for Rob's rant. And tonight, politicians and their motives. You know, we all get cynical about politicians, and I think with good reason. In my heart of hearts, I'd like to believe they're trying to do the right thing. They want the best thing for our community. That's what they always try to say. But last night, I was watching the 9 News here in Queensland, and there was a story about crime figures. Now, we've had a change of government up here. David Crisafulli has come in. He's the new premier. He replaced Anastasia Palaszczuk, and he's gone big on crime and youth crime in particular. And he sort of staked his leadership on it. So yesterday, some figures came out. Let me run you this story, part of the story from 9 News.
After an election guarantee on reducing victim numbers,
will you resign as Premier?
You bet.
Now finally a benchmark to track it.
The number of victims of crime in Queensland has somewhat flattened.
Earlier this year, the Queensland government released its own quarterly crime data, but now we have an independent snapshot from the Australian Bureau of Statistics showing how many victims were reported last year. 289,000, only slightly lower than 2023.
He looked straight down the barrel and said, "You betcha." And so that is the number that David Crisafulli will be held to account on.
Do you get the feeling Cameron Dick doesn't want crime to go down? He wants it to stay at that figure so that David Crisafulli will lose his job and hopefully the constituency loses faith in the Liberal Party? Now, it's an odd thing to say, isn't it? That he would rather see crime go up because we have a figure now. He said, "You bet, we have a figure," and he's going to hold him to that. Accountability is fine, but when you've almost got a joy at the idea that the figure won't go down, you know, David Crisafulli has put his balls on the line. He's standing by. He has said, "This is an issue for me. I'm going to bring it down." And Labor are there, they're waiting and ready to pounce. They do not want those crime figures going down. And I think that's sad because don't we want a safer community? Don't we want a safer place to live? Well, apparently Labor doesn't because of who's in charge. That, to me, is pure politics. It's really sad and it's quite pathetic. And I don't want a bar of it. I really hope the figures come down because I want to live in a safer place. Now, Labor, they want you to be a victim of crime. They want you to be a victim of violence, or so they can have a political hit and make a political point. Okay, let me know your thoughts in the comment section of this video, and a great place to do that is at youtube.com/@McKnight Tonight. Love to hear your thoughts. I can't wait to see what you're making of this and what you make of this one, because a virtual school is making headlines after moving to a 4-day week, and the results are in. Crimson Global Academy reports 86% of students feel their well-being has improved, while parents say the shorter week has eased stress at home. Students say they're more focused in class, and Fridays are now being used for internships, sport, and even personal research projects. I like this. Look, I think we are definitely going to end up as a 4-day work week. And there will be people in business communities that go, "We can't do it. Oh, no, it'll be the end of civilization." We once used to have a 6-day work week, and we moved down to 5 days. And have you ever noticed that when we have a public holiday and we lose that day and we do a 4-day work week, everything still gets done? Now, that's not to say that we should just pay people for 4. I still think we need to pay people what we're paying. But people have this way of becoming more efficient. Maybe not as many breaks and things like that. When I was running Studio 10, I will be honest, there was a lady who used to live a couple of hours away, and she'd come up and she asked if she could work from home 1 day a week, and I was really hesitant, and I allowed it. And I always had a suspicion, is she going off to the shops? Is she not doing her work? You know, she was going to the shops, but she was still getting everything done. It didn't matter. And why did I feel this? Was it envy? because she could be at home. You know, I've now done a lot of work from home. I've done a lot of work in the office, and I do think there's a lot of wasted time in the office. The only issue with the school thing is from the parents' side, if they're suddenly having to work out what to do with the child on that Friday. But, I mean, this is a homeschool online situation, so it doesn't affect that, but I'm talking about the wider community. And I think it would work. Because if we all become this 4-day week, which a lot of public service are doing, there's a lot of companies doing it, and they say productivity is better. The work-life balance is better, and they're getting better results. So sometimes we just have to accept the evidence and not just take this stance, well, no, I don't care what the evidence is, I'm not going to believe it. There's so much of that crap. Look at the evidence. Because the question now is, could this flexible model be the future of Australian education? And I think it could. But it'll take a brave politician to do it, and there aren't brave politicians because everyone will be up in arms. Everyone will be. But I think there's something in it. I do think kids need more school-home balance and the chance to do other things. We're running off our feet trying to get our kids to this, that, and everything else. I wouldn't mind an extra day to be able to just maybe have one day off, Amanda. What do you reckon? No, Amanda says she doesn't want the kids at home. She didn't say that. Let me know what you think in the comments.
It's the Rant Life Shot of the Day. Where are you going today? You'll never know where you'll end up with the Random Life Shot of the Day.
Yes, it's time for our random live shot of the day. And tonight we're heading to the UK. We all love the UK, so what a great idea to do. And if you love planes, this is one for you. Live from Manchester Airport, plane spotters are tuning in to catch the big birds, the Airbus A380, the A350, Boeing 787s, and more. With landings and takeoffs happening in real time, it's a front row seat to the skies. These pictures are courtesy of Simon Lowe Aviation as Manchester Airport experiences some light rain with a low of 12 and a high of just 15. You know, I was really hoping there'd be a plane and I could go, ah! There wasn't one. Leave the picture there, Amanda, and we'll see if it comes while we do feedback. How about that? All right, let's go to the feedback. Nicole says, Rob, you are looking like one of the T-Birds, Grease, in your black T-shirt under your black collar. Looks great. Stop the music. Well, go Grease Lightning, Grease Lightning, go Grease Lightning. No? Bring back the music. Matt says, and they got celebrities to decide a republic in a tax-paid forum. Yes. Okay, so Matt is talking about the Republican referendum, and he's absolutely right. The people that were in there, you sort of wondered, why are they representing the community's ideas about what a republic should look like? So yes, Matt, I agree with you on that. Restoration Archive says, Rob, less power, not more power. Yes, well, I do think 4-year terms would be good if that's what you're referring to, or it might be the Republic. I don't know. Michael T says, I strongly believe in fixed terms. It prevents parties taking advantage of the electorate for personal gain. It also holds the government accountable to govern well for the entire team. Yeah, I agree, Michael. Thank you for that. What else have we got there? Jasmine? Matt Pott says, I've had 3 elections this year and I'd get fined if I decided not to do it. Yes, that's true, but at least you've had 3 sausage sizzles. It's always the best excuse to be able to get the democracy sausage when we're there. Oh, hang on. I'm about to get run over by a plane. Ah! It still hasn't worked, does it? Over the page we go. Gareth D says, I thought Rob was against a 4-day work week for adults. Was I? Well, maybe my thinking's evolving on it, Gareth. I don't know. Justine says, a 4-day work week or school week would make us so much more productive and provide a better work-life balance. That makes people happier and better focused on the days that they are at work. Yeah, I agree with that, Justine. Thank you very much. And we've got this one from Philip. School holidays and teachers' off days are already far too long. Better to keep school 5 days a week to keep children focused. 3 days off is a long time not actually studying. Very interesting. Quick, chase the plane. Chase the plane. I'll be like Superman. Pushing it. It didn't work. I thought it'd be funny. It wasn't. It needs to be coming towards me. I really thought that'd work.
Fun, insightful interviews from a washed-up producer with nothing to lose.